I'm hoping for some shiny luck, 'cause I'm wearing my Pendulum Tarantula shirt. Anybody who's a drum and bass fan? To be honest, I've seen more appealing things hanging out the back of a dog than this event. Hello and welcome everybody, hope you're good, and I was going to begin with some bug out event stuff. However, there's a last wave of Katana which we're going to do, and I've just seen 2101 again, which is going to be another hundo, but can it be shiny? Please. I was going to have to milk the shiny Katana and Celasteela, which you'll see in a second. Come on. It's not shiny. That's our third hundo Katana, that's insane. So, let's see if we can catch this one. And while we do that, I just want to demonstrate. Over here, we did do a lucky trade. It's the first we'll catch hundo. Right, we'll be seeing the lucky trade in a second then. That's the second. That's unbelievable. Our second hundo of this wave, technically after Katana has finished its raid rotation and it's another first baller. So now, thankfully I've been stocking up on the odd XL candy. We just need a lot of Stardust, as I've said. Hope you're all good. Bug out event, we will be talking about that later. However, let's spool on over to here. Did a lucky friend trade with Marta for Shiny Kartana, and we nabbed ourselves a 98%er. So Katana Army is very healthy indeed. It's a 14 HP 98 shiny, which I'm very, very pleased with, so thank you very much for that. But before we press on with hunting Caterpie and Weedle, have a look at our first shiny Katana and our first shiny Celasteela.
Oh, come on, yes. We ran back to the gym. Come on, my first shiny Katana, people. Sniped this while we were driving from West Sealing. Got kicked out of the lobby, thank you. It was really a duo between JC Valor and a shiny Mewtwo mum. But, oh my goodness me. First shiny Katana, it looks insane. But it's also terrible. Perfect for a lucky trade. Whew. Ran back to the gym, having parked up somewhere, sprinted down, got back into the lobby thankfully. And it's in the bag. Come on. Shiny Katana. That looks so good. Beautiful. Thank you, Shiny Mewtwo Mum and JC Valor for that one. Appreciate you both.
Let's freaking go. Come on, Lachlan, thank you so much for the raid out invite from the land down under. First shiny Celasteela. Not amazing stats, but what a glorious looking shiny, and really good to have ticked it off. So, no stress, we can continue on the Katana hunt. Yes, fabulous. That's not actually too many raids, there's maybe a maximum of 10 or 12 raids to get the Celasteela. So, very pleased. Very, very pleased to have ticked that one off the list. 4XL for the catch. And yeah, pretty dead, but we can name it. Let's go with his in-game name, LF Kamala. Thank you very much. Fabulous. So yes, the 2024 Pokemon Go bug out event. By the way, we managed to find 7 extra Katana, which is insane. No extra shiny on my side, but all good trades. Now, the one thing, actually no, I tell a lie, there are 2 decent things that I want from this event. First up is Cutiefly is featured for the millionth time this year in an event. I still don't have the shiny of that one, so we're chasing it. But also, Wimpod, having been released as a shiny in the Sizable Surprises event not a couple of days ago, is now getting a second wave in field research. And speaking of field research, well, we actually have a couple of collection challenges to complete. I think this is a Wimpod task, but unfortunately it's also lumped in with Dewpider in make 3 great curve throws in a row, as her camera's going to be destroyed and blown over. Wimpod is available, but nowhere near as easily as it was in the Sizable Surprises. This is a Paras, which is boosted Stardust, that's lumped in with something else. And also, catch 7 Pokemon gives you either Stuffle, Wimpod, or Magikarp, I believe. So, because there's very little to do in this event, we're going to try and find some Wimpod tasks, but we will claim these collection challenges. 3 of them, you've got to evolve different bug types from different generations. This is a Sizzle, it isn't shiny, and no idea of the stats of that thing. I'm hoping for some shiny luck, 'cause I'm wearing my Pendulum Tarantula shirt. Anybody who's a drum and bass fan? And of course it didn't catch. Such a pain. I know it's a second stage evolution and it gets a Mega, but stop with your BS. This one will give us a Pinsir, which by the way, with Mega Heracross coming into the raids on a raid day tomorrow, if you have a tier 3 Pinsir, that's going to be the best one to run because you'll cover the bug type XL candy boost with the Pinsir Mega, and you also get the flying type damage boost, which Mega Heracross is double weak to. So very much worth getting that because it becomes a dual type. This isn't even a hundo. Let's get it in the bin. And finally, this will be a good old Beedrill, which... green? No. No surprise there, let's get that caught and done and dusted. Apart from those 2 bits of events, to be honest, I've seen more appealing things hanging out the back of the dog than this event. It's bug out, there's no new shiny, as it were, apart from Mega Heracross, which is in its own event tomorrow. And there's XP boosts if you want to get that, there's candy boost, but do you need bug types are not usable really in raids at all. They're like the absolute D tier in terms of raid counters. It looks like Weedle, Caterpie and Wurmple Festival. Combee is a boosted dust Pokemon, but it's also a complete pain to catch. So genuinely, I don't know if there's too much we can talk about regarding this event. Let me know in the comments below what you are hunting in particular. Is there a shiny you're looking for? There may be plenty of people out there who need the Wurmple shinies, because obviously Wurmple has the split random evolution. I was quite lucky back in the day and got them all ticked off. So for me, Combee refusing to catch. It's 69 CP in an Ultra Ball and it's still not catching. My point exactly. Seriously? There are certain Pokemon you think, why are you so difficult to catch? Seriously. The fact that it requires 4 or 5 Ultra Balls to catch the damn thing. I can't be bothered. Seriously. Not an encouraging event, but to be honest, it's okay to have a mediocre event. Once in a while, we've had a very good one with sizable surprises, and Sustainability Week that will be coming up next week is usually a bit of a banger. So yeah, let's see if we can find a shiny Wimpole through field research. That's about it, to be honest. Best of luck, and let's see if we can find any sparkles today, because one thing to note that is new, it's back again, is the Bulu, Tapu Bulu with a shiny potential, and I cannot remember, I think it's 1953 is the 100% of a regular, so this is not terribly good, but it obviously has a shiny potential. It's a decent grass type raid attacker, but it's not as good as Katana was. Let's put it that way. So we had a nice squad of people in there. Thanks for jumping in, everybody. Shiny on raid number 1. Might be chasing this a little bit because it's not shiny, but we don't have 100% of this thing either. So no joy with the Coco or the Lele. We've got to try for the Bulu. Finny, we got the Pokédex 100%er back in Sevilla 2022 Safari Zone. I like this design. This is probably my favourite of the 4. Double weak to poison, by the way, being a grass fairy type, so bring your poison type raid attackers in if you have them. Rosa Raid is probably the easiest one to obtain, I would say, unless you have a few Shadow Alolan things dotted around. The Daily Incense has delivered us, oh my goodness me, a windy boosted one. So 2147. So Moltres means you go to windy boosted. 2147 is going to be nowhere. It could be, potentially could be okay, but it's still not Master Ball worthy. And I really hate the hitbox on this thing. This hitbox for me, I've never been able to hit a decent throw, let alone an excellent. So I'm going to try and wait for it to pop on down. There you go, now give me an attack. There we go. I was on the right line, but too high up. One roll and out, and goodbye. Well, there you go, there's another clip for the video. It's just... will we ever get one of those? I don't think so. One of the few good things about this event, there's some shiny boosts included in it, which is really nice. This is one of them you're going to find in the wild, and I hope you can all find that female shiny. Best of luck to you. Shiny Combee for the day. Very nice indeed. In fact, I think our first one we ever picked up was in 2022. We were meant to get it in Go Fest Seattle, but we never did. We actually got it on the global weekend, I believe, from memory, but this is a male, so it can't evolve, and it's 0 star. But let me get the encounter number, because 1384, hopefully you can get a nice shiny boost on that one. The other one that is boosted is in research, which is catch 5 Pokemon. I think it's Burmy, all 3 cloaks of the Burmy, so if you're missing any of them, very best of luck grabbing it. The other thing that's actually permanently boosted is Nincada. Nincada is a perma boosted shiny because it's started its life out as an egg Pokemon and has wormed its way into being a wild spawn. I'm just going to finish Daily Adventure Incense and then conclude, because apart from that Combee shiny, I wasn't expecting to get it. There's nothing really. Cutie Fly is very rare to find, and that's the one I want. But like I said, we've now reached the end of today's little video, so I hope you enjoyed. It was a very brief excursion into the bug out event. However, there was a 4th collection challenge, which actually requires you to involve a Nincada And I'm assuming when you evolve it to get Ninjask, it's actually going to reward you with a Shedinja, which is of course a bug ghost type and very difficult to obtain. Let's just evolve our most recent one and get Shiny Ninjask actually into my Shiny decks. I've never evolved it before, and there's a bunch of Shiny families that I've failed to actually complete and just have them sat there waiting. So while this evolves, there's a few things I'd say, depending on what kind of player you are and where you are with the game, might be worthwhile. So if you're in need of XP to level up, there is of course double catch XP for nice and better throws. However, that's quite a nice shiny, isn't it? There's also some of the cheapest Pokemon to evolve available readily in this event. Wurmple, Caterpie and Weedle all only cost 12 candy to evolve them, so if you catch them with Pineapps, and there's a candy boost with the event as well, just evolve them. Mass Evolve is a good old-fashioned way to grind XP. That's our 160th collection challenge, so let's scroll down and get what I assume is going to be Shedinja. Not a shiny, and I don't think it's actually terribly good either, but that's absolutely fine. Why does it go so far off to the side of the screen? That's the XP grind, and apart from that, chase the shiny you need. I still need the Cutie Fly. We're going to go for it, see if we can pick up another Wimpod. The Wimpod research tasks are way more difficult to find during this event. In the sizable surprises, you can find them all over the place, and Wimpod was readily in the wild. This time round, it's lumped in with Dewpider, and I found way more Dewpider quests than I've literally found less than a handful of Wimpod tasks over the course of, what's it been, about 4 hours of gameplay, which is a bit meh, but that's a dead Shedinja, ready for a trade, I'd say. But of course, you can let me know in the comments below what bug types, if any, are you actually still chasing. There'll be plenty of people, I think, who are still looking for Combee, maybe an Encarta, and possibly the Wurmple. That shiny needs quite a few to get the family completed. So a big thank you to every single one of my Patreon supporters, the folks at the end of every single one of the videos produced this channel, the rolling credits there. They're the reason this continues to be a possibility, so thank you so much for your pledges and support. And they get a little bit extra on there. They get to see some raw footage and actually some bits and pieces that never make it to YouTube, like the travel day that went over to LA. That's an exclusive over on Patreon there, so I hope you enjoyed that. But tomorrow is going to be Mega Heracross raid day, 2 to 5 p.m. local time, 20 remote raid pass limit, which is really nice to see. And I'm going to say, if you want to join potentially for a couple of raids, you can drop your in-game name and your friend code into the comments below of this video. I'm going to add 10-15 people or so, and we'll see if we can get the Shiny Heracross. Great regional, and going to be the best bug and fighting type in the game going forwards until we get Mega Lucario. Maybe later this year, maybe next year, who knows? But looking forward to tomorrow. It's going to be a good one. And before you go anywhere, if you enjoy this video, if you like the look of the channel, go and check out either one of these other videos to suit your viewing pleasure. Hopefully you find them enjoyable as well. I mean, there'll be some good stuff coming up later when we've got Sustainability Week. Next week should be a better event, I would definitely say so. This one, possibly a very weak event in my view, but that's just my point of view. And also, it's always okay to have a bit of a lull in the game. It's fine to have a dead event occasionally. It gives you a bit of breathing space, shall we say. But until the next time, do take care.